Okay, very good evening. The last task we did was to format a string given a date string, and we inserted some character within that string for the date purpose specifically. Similarly, the same approach can be used for multiple different uses. When I was working with that, I came up with another task that we can do, which is a little bit more customized. What that means that, for example, we enter the date, and now the program actually formats the date in a different format. So, for example, last task only involved the year, but then I thought, okay, let's just use the whole string and then convert it. So, for example, if the given format of the date is month, day and year, right? This is the standard format that's been given multiple times. So, once you give it this particular format, I want to extract the month, I want to extract this date, which should come the first, then August becomes the month, and then 2019, right? So let's just format the text like that. So for example, if I have a program, or if I want to create a program that formats the text like that, it reads the input and then it just automatically corrects it in a different form. So this is another way of processing string as we know it, right? So we want to process the string and we want to use it. So what we do is we very quickly come into our app, and what I will do is I will just use the same date app program. So if I come into my source code, I have these packages, double click on this one and double click on GUI. Let it load. Again, what the task is that we have a given string, we extract some information from that string and then process each of that information separately and give an output based on that. So I have a month, I want to extract that month clause and then process it and give an output based on whatever number is given here. Then year day, I again want to extract this information, process it here, and then the year, again this is in third part, and I want to process it here. So it's more like a phone number app that we did previously as well. We want to extract certain part of the string and then we want to process it and then we print it on the screen in a different form. Okay, so we go back into NetBeans. I have this program already written, application for date format. I have that, and what I will now do is I will just do a recode of it. Okay, I guess I will just change it. So I obviously can copy it and create another app for that, or I just want to change this thing very simply. So I will just go into format. In fact, I will let's do one thing. So if I go into button and add another button here, so I have a format button that does one task. Let's not just tamper with that. And another button, edit text, and I said format date 2, right? So this is another format of the date, or let me just give it a better name. I just came up with it, format full date, right? So I want to format the full date. That's the good thing. And then output would be presented here. So if I click here, it will take this data from here and give me the output here. So this way, I will not tampering with this button. I'm just created a new thing and it will just do a new task. So again, we want to perform certain action on that button, and then the action is that whenever a user clicks on it, some event triggers, and that event is supposed to be one of these, and that event can be, for example, mouse click. Okay, there is a method called action perform. You can do that. This means whatever action is performed under that button, this method gets executed. But sometimes it's just too much to handle. Usually we just go with mouse click. It specifically means mouse click event, not just any event, right? Because if you're coding this thing and there can be multiple events on a button, it gets a little bit confusing. So now I come here and I want to do the same thing that we did previously. I want to create a string date is equals to txt text date dot get text semicolon, right? So the same step that we did here, string date get text. Okay, so what this means that go into this text field, read the text, and then I did the same thing here. Go into the text field, whatever text user has entered, read that text here. Now one thing, I've entered the same variable name here. Remember, these are local variables. This date variable, this date variable, these are 2 times same variable has been declared. However, there's no error because this variable is known as a local variable. It has been declared inside the boundary of this method. So this date variable will only be visible, exist within the boundary of this method. Outside this block, this method does not, or this variable name does not exist. So I can very easily reuse that name, in other words, recycle that variable name and give it in definition in another body. So this is known as a local variable. So you can define same name local variables in different blocks, not within the same block. If it's in the same block, then that's the problem. but in a different block you can reuse them, recycle them. So I've just recycled the same thing here. Now obviously I need to find out the date of the strings. So what I do is, again, I just use string I just use integer I, the same thing that we did previously. Integer I is equal to date dot index of bracket and give me a semicolon and backslash. Okay, semicolon here. Now what is this? Integer I, a variable. I've created an integer variable. Why? I will tell you in a moment. Then I'm going to this date variable. This is again the string, and then I told it to find me the index of this particular character. Index of is a method that we use for a string to find a certain character. Okay, and once that character is found, the index number of that character is returned. Okay, so it's a very cool method to know about certain characters, where that character resides in a particular string. So what I did, I just found out that I just tried to find out where is that first backslash. Once we do that, we go and save that number's index in an empty variable called integer I. Same thing that we did in previous task as well. If you have watched it, cool. If you haven't watched it, you can check out the previous lesson, and basically the same thing we are doing now here, and it will help you out, right? Then we use, then I'll use one thing, I think index I1. Just let me rename this variable so for a better understanding, and I can do integer with I2 is equal to date dot index of, okay, index of backslash. Again, I need to find the index of this backslash. However, this time I want to make sure that I want to find the second backslash. Okay, so very simple as that. I have found the index of this first backslash. It gave me this index number here. The first backslash is at I1. Now I need to find the second backslash. Where is the index? Second backslash. So what I do here is, now I will go into that and find this backslash for me, but start from I1. Okay, now I1 is an inclusive number. It will start to search from I1, and at I1 it will find this backslash again. So for example, the I1 is 2, 0, 1 and 2. So I1 will have a value 2. What this will do now is, it will go into it. It will say start search from I1, right? This method here. This will start search from I1. So it will not go from 0 index. The first method will start from 0 index of without any starting point. This time we have told it that this is the starting point. Start search from this starting point. This starting point actually is where there is a backslash already present. So this will give me the index number of this backslash again, right? So what we need to do is, we need to tell it that search after this backslash. Okay, index of returns the index of a backslash. Cool. Then we need to find the second backslash. However, this time we need to tell the Java that you need to find me the second backslash after the first backslash has been found. In order to do that, if I give it I1, cool, because I have the index of the first number, I need to go after it, but again after it, not from it, right? So this is from it. So if you start from that particular index, there is already a backslash there, hence I1, I2 will be same, because again at the same index both characters exist. So what I do is a simple trick, I plus 1, an increment, right? Now it means that whatever there is a value of I plus 1, that means that's the next character, and start searching from it. So it doesn't really matter wherever you do, the string can be 303, I will have a perfect and a backslash index. Then once I have I2, I3, that's good, that just becomes a perfect thing. Then I can go string, for example, month. Okay, I use this variable is equal to, and what should I do? Date dot, sorry, dot's too far away, substring. Okay, now we use a method called substring, and we start from 0, comma I1. Okay, now what did we do now is, we go into, because we need to extract the first part. So the first part is the month, right? In our case, depends on how you format or whatever you want to format the text in. In my case, I've used a format where there's a month is given at the first, then there is the day, and then there is the year, right? If it's different format, you can use that. So in my case, I need to extract these two first characters. So what I do is, I use the string month substring, start from 0, I7. What this will do, it will go into this string, start from the 0 index, 0, 1, and then this string here. It will stop here. Now again, remember, substring is a method that extracts a certain part of a string and returns that part only. However, it requires two arguments, starting index and ending index. starting index and ending index. These two arguments are start index and ending index. The start index is the inclusive, it will start from that index. The ending index is exclusive number. By exclusive number we mean it will go up till that but not exactly there, right? So it will go up till that point, not exactly there. So it will be always one less than that number. So this is in effect considered as a less than that number. Okay, so exclusive means basically less than, if you can understand that. So it will start from 0, 1 and not the number itself. So I is 2, 0, 1 and less than 2, we will get that index. Got it? So this will be more easily. So I have a month now. Then I go into a string, for example, day is equal to again date dot substring, start from brackets, and then I start, now I need to start from where? I1 plus, I1, that's the starting number, the first backslash, till I2, the second backslash. Cool. And we give it a semicolon. Then string, string, string year is equal to date dot substring. Okay, and then I need to start from I2, comma, date dot length, length function. Okay, so now what we did the day function, because my format specifies me, okay, sorry, here we go, my format specifies that I use the date function like that. Hang on, let me just kill it here so I can bring it up. So I need to go from, this is my month, this is my day. So day I1, from this index to this index we need to use this string. Now I have deliberately used I1 here. Okay, remember this, I will be changing this a little bit in a moment, because it will start from this point 0, 0 and it will go up till here, because I2 is an exclusive, less than I2, so this is I2, less than I2, it will give me this backslash 30. So I will show you what and how we can do that, or how we can correct that, sorry. And then we did the year date. I want to find out the year. How do we do that? We go into from the second backslash I2, the second index of this backslash, up till date dot length. So within a method, I've used another method that will return the total number of characters to me. So I have told this system that start from I2, go till the end of the character. So it will start from this I2. This is an inclusive number again, and then it will go up till the last number, last index, which is the last, or which will be basically the total length of this string. Okay, so I've used date dot length. So first date dot length will execute. This will return the total number of characters in the string, and then I2 will be executed with respect to substring. So substring will extract month, day, and year, and hence we have all three functions separately available to us. Let's just use the system.out.println to get these values printed, and or we can just use text dot txt text f, I think format date f date dot set text, and I can say month month, okay, and comma, that should do the trick, right? String is equals, no, hang on, sorry, I'm supposed to use system.out.println. Sometimes this helps me a lot very easily. System.out.println, there we go, that's it, and I print month here, and then just copy this thing, Control C, bracket, Control V, month, year, and what we want now, month, day, and then year. Okay, so we use these three variables. Let's just test the system out. Hopefully there is no error, as NetBeans is not telling me. If I go and execute this baby and let it execute, okay. So again, the task here is to find the index of each number and split the string based on the index number. So we used index of methods to find the index of this number, then substring, we use this index to find. Now the only trick here is to use the I index very accurately and correctly. So I give it the date 07 backslash 30 backslash 2019, and I use the full format button. If all goes well, I get the output here. The first output is print substring from 0 to I7. From 0 to I7 we get this thing. Perfect. This is okie dokie for me. The second is, however, backslash 30. That is because I've told the substring to start from I7 and 30. Remember that I told you just a few moments ago. So we get the backslash. The third index again is backslash 2019. Okay. That's because again we have told this to start from I2. I2 contains the index of this backslash. So it starts from here and goes till the end of the string. So that basically means that we need to remove this I7. Now how do we do that? I2 contains the index of this number. So what I will do very simply is I will do +1. Now +1 means that whatever is the index of this number, +1 that. Whatever is the number of this index, +1 that. So it will start from the next index. So I2 +1 as well. So both these backslashes would be removed. Now it will not include the backslash. It will start from the next character and find the index for me. So we get a perfect string anyway. So now if I close this, re-execute it, hopefully we will now get the numbers as we are. Okay. So we bring the code in. Again I write 07/33 2019 and I hit full format that, and that's two times again, 073030. So we get the dates perfectly. Again you can write only 7 here, and for example the month is only the 4th month, still format date. If I haven't clicked it, you get 7/4/2019. Because we are using \2 as an identifier, the date format has to include a backslash. Still we have not done any error checking in this. Again that depends on your application. We can say if there's an error checking, let me know. For example, if I come here, I can very simply say if if I1 is not is equal to 0, for example, is equal to -1. Okay. Now this is where error checking goes. \error checking. In other words, right? Error checking for, if I write for this backslash character. Okay, this backslash character. So we check whether I1 is -1 because it looks for this character. For example, this character is not present in the string. Then what should happen? That's the tricky part, and that's where the system actually crashes. Let me show you about that. So if I check that if I1 is equals to -1, because if this character is not found, this index of will return -1. Not 0. 0 is an index number, 1 is an index number. In case that index character is not found, this method will actually return -1. So -1 basically is a way of telling the system that I didn't find your thing. Okay. So what we do is we use this condition. So if I check I1 is equal to -1, if this condition becomes true, that basically means that I can pop up a message, enter the date in a correct format. For example, it can be Java x.swing swing dot j option pane. Okay, sorry, this is Java x dot j option pane dot. Please give me that. Okay, it's not giving me that. Hang on, swing dot. Now it's giving me j. I think O capital. Yes, j option pane dot show error dialog dot. I forgot the method actually. Show input dialog, message dialog. Is there something called error? No, sorry. Dot show input confirm. There's supposed to be internal message show dialog option dialog. I guess show message dialog should do the trick. And this contains please enter the date in correct format, and that format is \equals. Okay, and hang on, let me kill that. Okay, which can be, for example, \backslash and \backslash, and that we can include, for example, month month \backslash double backslash day double backslash here. I think that does the trick. Okay, so what this will do is it will go into it and print a message dialog if this becomes true, and then I can use a code called break. What this will do is, I think it should just break the code, and no, not break, this is outside the loop, and okay, right. So what this will do is basically it will pop up a message that what we do. So let me just check that if it's working or not, and we get the date. So for example, I enter the date in form of 05, I give a dash, then 08, then dash, then 19, and oh, I didn't write anything. I'm using a keypad and it's not pressed. Okay, so 05 again, dash, 08 again, dash, and 2020 only. Okay, that's the format. Okay, maybe just 19 for year. Full format. There you go. Okay, so I get an error message. Please enter the date. Dat, not date. Bam. All going wrong. In a correct format again. So you get the idea basically. So we pop up a message and then there is an exception which we actually need to ensure that it's not thrown. All right. So anyway, so this is what basically happens, or this is how we can do a simple error checking. Now coming back to the task, what we need to do is we have this done. Actually, the output now basically requires us to print these things. So we have a separate year, we have a separate month, separate day, and separate year. The output is supposed to be the date, then August. Now this is where we need the things, and things need to get too interesting, right? So what we do here is we come here. I use integer and day, not day, month, sorry, month, month, I month. Basically now I've declared this variable. Now basically what we need to do is we need to convert this month into an integer form. Remember we have extracted the string month using this substring method. This will return a string type of data and it has been saved here. That's why we use a string. However, we need to check the condition now. We need to check the variables. So one way of checking is that we check the number and then we use the switch statements to do that. Switch statement can use a string, but sometimes I always prefer using integer variables to check conditions. It just makes things more easy. So now here what we need to do is we need to convert the string into an integer. So we can do certain integer based tasks on it, like checking and evaluating conditions. Okay. Less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, they all work basically on integer, byte or short type of a data number form. Okay, and string cannot use integer, greater than, less than form kind of a thing. So we need to convert a string into an integer, and this is something that you will be required to do numerous times. So in order to convert a string into an integer, this is what we do: integer, integer dot par, pass int, and then we use month, month. Okay, previously wrong. Now integer with a capital I is actually a wrapper class of an integer data type. Okay. We talked about this, I don't know whether it's online or not, but we have talked about this previously as well. Wrapper classes are classes that exist so we can perform certain operations on a data type. They are utility classes that are by default imported with your language package. They have certain methods, certain cool methods that allow you to work on the data type, like pass int. Okay, so pass int is a method that takes a string and converts that string into its equivalent integer form. So it has to be integer form. You don't give it ABC and expect it to give you 65 code. You do that within character. Okay, and just assign it as a character or just assign it as an integer. That's just very easily done. But if you need 45 to be exactly integer 45, string 45 into integer string 45 into integer 45. This is where you use pass int. So what we will have, we will exact number. In month, I month, integer month will now contain exact number. Then I use switch switch statement with this month month variable, and I start and close a block. Okay, and then I give it a, for example, I say case, and if that month is 1, semicolon. Okay, what we do is if that I month is 1, then we set the month month variable, let me just reuse it, is equal to, for example, January, semicolon, and then break. Okay, so now we just use a switch statement to evaluate a certain condition, that if the month that user entered, if that month is equivalent to, for example, 1 means January obviously, so if he entered 1 or 01, I guess, I don't know 1 or 01 would be equivalent here or not. I have not actually done that. So if I enter 01 or 1, should that be equivalent or not equivalent with respect to cases? Let's just try that out. Then let's just copy this code and paste it. Not here. Okay, this says the case is repeated, so let me give it 2, and then break. Okay, and I just copy this multiple times for every single month. Not here, break 1 2 3 4 and enter 1 2 3 4 and that's right. So basically I copy pasted the code multiple times. Now I come here, case if it's 1, it is 3, it is 4. So basically now we write the code for every month. So whatever month we are entering or working on, we just need to use that. So we have January and I gave it FEBURF February. Then I come back here and then I got MARCH March. Okay, so third month. Yes, obviously we have to include that code over here. January, February, March, and then comes April. Actually, I just want to test whether it's working or not. April, May, and June, July. There we go. AUGUST, August. And that should do the trick. Okay. So let's just use the 8. Okay, let's just complete this. In fact, I've just given 8 months. Few months only remaining. Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V, I guess. That should 8, 9. This is 10. This is 11. This is 12. 9 is supposed to be August, SEPTEM, September, and October, and November, and then finally December. Okay, so we use the switch statements to evaluate which month user entered, and correspondingly the month day variable which we used previously has now again been overridden with a particular string. Okay, finally what we do is now we just format the code. Okay, so we use txt fd, I think d also capital, fdate dot set text. Okay, this time the date is supposed to be format in this particular order. So what we do is we give it month, not month, day. Okay, day day plus bracket start space, nothing here, then space plus, then comes the month, then space plus sign to join the string, then comes the comma because the comma is there, then plus, and I think now just the year, right? Why year? The year is supposed to be whole 1999. There we go. I think that should do the trick. Okay, so what we did now is first we broke the string. Sorry, here it is. First we broke the string in each different components. We checked that we got the component correctly. Then we took the month variable and we converted it into integer variable. And then I used the string here to check. Now again remember, I think from Java 2K8 version, if you are using JDK 2.8 or something above version, you can use a string here. But I always prefer using integer number. So I've used this integer number with the switch statement. You can use a string here to evaluate the condition as well. If you are using JDK 8 or 9, I think from there they started using string as well. Anyway, so we did convert that month into integer form. That allowed us to evaluate the condition. Then we use switch statement to check the condition. So we use the switch statement, came here case 1, if the I month is equal to 1, use this month variable and override it as a January, break the statement, just go out. If this is 2, you say February. If this is case is 3, just change that. Okay, so switch statement being discussed previously. I haven't included any default statement. It's not required for me, or I can use the default statement up to me. Then finally I present the output on the screen on my GUI box that says set text day, because the date supposes to be like that. So day comes here plus space, then space is given with this quotation mark. So this means this is a variable. Join this variable with this string. So this is string concatenation. Then this string needs to be added with August. So we said plus month. So this month is added thirdly. Okay. Then again this month needs to be added further. So again a plus sign. Plus here performs the concatenation. So this plus added with a comma. So this comma is supposedly added with another inverted quotations or comma. Then finally plus again add the year now. So hopefully we will get this format for this date. Let's just go and run this code. I have already code running. Let me close that, rerun it. And here we go. So we enter the date that is supposed to be, for example, 17. No, not 17. 07 backslash 18, I guess. Backslash 2019. And the num lock is off again. Something wrong with the num lock today. Please. There is no output. I don't know why. Why there is no output here? Finally now there is an output. I think it was just calculating something. Okay, so we get 18 here, July for being the 7th month, space and comma 2019. There we go. So what we did was we took the state and reformatted into a completely different format. Okay, now note there's no space here. I think that's because there's no space here. So if you add a space here, that should do the trick, and we have a month available. So now whatever month you entered, for example, I entered 02, and this can be, for example, 30 2019, full format the date. Now I get a February. If I enter just, for example, 4 and just 5, and that's it, click on full format. Now it's a 5 April 2019. See this? So I guess I don't need to add 00 here, it works. Okay, previously. So this is what we do, a very simple program that allows us to extract the string, and then we can apply this string format here. Okay, hope you understand it. If anything you don't understand, leave the comments below and I will give you feedback. If there's any specific problem that you want me to make a tutorial and make you to understand, we will be working with that as well. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Zeeshan. Please, if you are here for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you receive these videos regularly, get notified and watch them on a regular interval. Thank you very much. See you around.